You think you're buying a vacation or a dinner or a new piece of gear. But you're not just buying the thing. You're buying how you feel before it happens. You're buying how you feel when it's happening. And you're buying how you feel long after it's over. And many people only think about one of these three. Today we're going to change that. Because you have an experience. This is the actual purchase. This is what you're spending your money for. So when we think about the psychology of spending, we're thinking about how does our spending impact our mind and how does our mind change how we spend. So this experience could be an actual experience, like a hiking trip or a vacation zip line, a walk in the park, conversation with a friend. But this experience could be buying some kind of a thing, buying a new TV, buying a new car, buying a new chair for your office. And maybe the immediate experience after of buying those things. So we buy something, that's the experience. And then afterwards, we have that experience in our mind. That's the memory of it. That's what a lot of people think of. You might have heard the term memory dividends from the book Die with Zero. So we remember this experience. We remember that we spent our money. Hopefully. Sometimes we don't. But then there's also anticipation. We anticipate making this purchase. So these are the three elements that go into spending psychologically. We anticipate what we're going to buy, and then we buy something, and then we remember that thing. So let's first talk about the actual experience itself. So like I said earlier, this experience could be an actual physical experience, a conversation, some kind of an adventure, hanging out with a friend, taking a nap could be an experience. Or it could be buying the new TV, buying the new watch, buying the new gadget. So one thing that we can do to take advantage of the actual experience is to savor the experience. If we slow down and remember or take time to appreciate the experience while it's happening, that will boost our memory of it, and that will focus our energy on, it will help shift us towards gratitude of being able to have this experience. Another thing we can do with experiences is remember something called the peak end rule, which is basically we remember emotional peaks and troughs. So we remember big emotional things. Okay, great. But we also remember the beginning and the end of the experiences. That's the one to keep in mind. So if you're planning, say, a vacation, one thing to improve the psychology of the experience, the happiness, the joy that you get from the experience, is to end on a good note. Put something really fun at the end of the trip, because that's what you're most likely to remember. Also, try to put something fun up front. Do something fun first. And if you've got something boring to do, you have to do some work, or you have to do some chores or something, bury that in the middle of the experience, because then you're less likely to remember it. Another trick you can do is mentally shut off the vacation on the last day of the vacation. Just mentally shut it down so that the next day, which is often a travel day, and often that's stressful, that's not going to be remembered. That's not going to taint the experience, because that would be the end of your experience, was the bad travel back. So if you mentally snip off the travel day and end your experience the day before, that can help contribute to the joy of that experience. Now, the next aspect of this is something that many people forget about, which is the anticipation piece. There's excitement. There's excitement that comes with looking forward to doing something. It's called anticipated utility. Some people have said that they get more joy from looking forward to something than they do from actually doing the thing. They have more excitement from looking forward to some experience than the actual experience itself. Some people have even planned vacations that they didn't go on because they got so much joy from just planning the vacation. And this is why, as well intended as it sounds, surprising somebody with a vacation robs them of the anticipation experience. So looking forward to an experience looking forward to a purchase is powerful. Now, we anticipate, then we have the experience, now we remember it. And memory is powerful because this lives with us forever. This is that idea of the memory dividends. We have our experiences and then we remember those experiences. Now, this is powerful because of something, especially because of something called euphoric recall. Euphoric recall says that we tend to remember things in a better light than we actually experienced when it was happening. So you might look back on a vacation from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and maybe there was a stressful travel day and you couldn't believe how hard it was to get your connecting flight, and maybe you and your spouse couldn't find a place for dinner. And that was stressful in the moment, but now when you're looking back 15 years later, you either forgot it or you say it laughingly. Do you remember that time we couldn't even pick a place to eat? Oh my God, we were at each other's throats. So euphoric recall is actually powerful. That's why even a misadventure can become an adventure later on in life. Now, when we think about these things, running this through the lens of the psychology of spending, all spending has an anticipatory moment, an experience, and then the memory. A couple of things to note: if you are an impulsive shopper, you rob yourself of the anticipation of the purchase. Just like if somebody takes you on a surprise trip, you lose the anticipation piece. So that's the piece that I want you to remember. There is anticipation to our spending. Then there's the experience itself. Then there's the memory. Good spending, it's not about perfection. This is about being intentional with the moments that your money creates. Being intentional with the experiences, with the things that you buy, with how you use your money. And some of those moments begin long before you buy anything. That's that anticipation. And they last long after the purchase is over.